Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Go for a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Don't Blame Me. We have Lucas Cruikshank here on this episode, and we discussed a mom who pimped out her daughter, allegedly, an alleged sex performance, and then neighbors who are smoking the ganja. What do we do? Do we confront them? Do we not? Stay tuned. This episode of Don't Blame Me is brought to you by Casper, a sleep brand that continues to revolutionize its line of products to create an exceptionally comfortable sleep.
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
Experience one night at a time. For a limited time, visit casper.com/savings and save up to $225 off your order. This special offer expires July 9th, 2018. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Don't Blame Me. Today we have a very you're tan, by the way. Like very.
Am I?
Yeah, you're glowing.
I don't even try. It just happens. I'm even tan in the winter.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I literally don't try.
Oh,
I've done self-tanners before, but that's too much effort, so I just...
That's not fair. Oh, I'm so jealous. Well, if you guys can't see it, you can watch it on YouTube. But we have Luke. Oh my God, I'm like now butchering your first name. I spent all this time being like, your last name is like Hermione's cat, Cruikshanks. We have Lucas Cruikshank here, and I'm
here.
So excited for you to be here.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you're an internet legend, and you're also just like a great person too. And you're one of my favorite Instagram follows.
Oh my gosh.
You have great content.
I've been trying to put effort into my Instagram.
No, they're great. Like you have very good, very like premium content that I feel like I think I like your pictures enough that like you're always like in my feed.
Oh my
like
gosh,
even when
same
it's
with
like
you.
2 days ago. And I'm like, yeah, I did want to see this.
Your Instagram has always been an inspiration. It is.
Gosh, thank you so much.
You have a theme. I never have had a theme. That's one thing I've never done.
You've got like good pictures. Like I think that's like what a good theme is like, I'm not one for posting pictures just to like fit with a theme. If it doesn't, it's not a good standalone photo.
Yeah.
But you have, like,
I've decided
ones.
I need to start taking photos with people more. Because if I looked at my Instagram, didn't know myself and looked at my Instagram, I'd be like, he might be a douche.
Oh, my Instagram.
Because mine's just me modeling.
Dude, me. I don't know the last time I took a picture with anyone. I have people constantly asking me if me and my boyfriend broke up because there's no pictures of us together.
People always say that with me and Matthew too.
Because you're like, oh no, I just like make him take pictures of me. Like he's not in them.
But at least you have photos of like food and stuff. Like it isn't just you.
I mean, that is true, but I will admit in the last month, I've done a lot of self-promo, and I used to have like every other picture I could be in it. And
that's a good rule. I need to have that.
Threw it out the window because my last like 9 pictures, like me. Now I'm just like, it can't be like a close up. It has to be like a little farther away. It's just like my Instagram theme right now is myself. Like
Same.
I am the only
It
thing
looks like
in
I have no friends and I just, everywhere I go, I'm just like striking poses.
But you also have like
with
good captions too, though. So
yeah, the captions can help.
So I feel like my captions redeem me from being a terrible person because again, if people just saw it, they'd be like, this girl's so fucking obsessed with herself. But I'm like, oh no, okay, my captions, if you read them, like they're not earnest.
But I guess that's kind of the point of Instagram. But some people, it's so funny because like my sisters in Nebraska who don't really use social media, they just use like Facebook and stuff. They're like, so what's the point of Instagram? Like, I'm not trying to be like rude, but like, what's the point of posting all these photos of yourself?
So people tell me I look nice.
But I'm like, oh, my job's social media, so it's my job. That's my excuse.
My excuse is like, I just want the validation. Like, I want the brand deals, but I also want the validation of people being like, you look good in this picture. And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much.
The same.
Well, all that aside, guys, this is, if you're tuning in for the first time or if you've been here before, this is an advice podcast. We have people who call in, leave voicemails, and we give some really great advice. I just rewatched the episode with Melvin, and I'm just dying at the facial expressions that we make now. I'm realizing on video, so I'm pretty excited. So if you guys haven't tuned in on YouTube, it's also going to be on YouTube. But yeah, I'm
excited to give some advice.
I'm so excited, and also, guys, we officially have Mel Cam, which this is your first time here, but Mel hasn't had a camera before.
Oh my god!
So she's been like the ominous voice, not the ominous. You're not ominous, like
the overarching voice that everyone hears it, but they can't see what I look like.
Exactly. And now they can see how great you look. And you always look like you're always camera ready, which is not me. So like this is like
you're very dressed up today as opposed
you.
I'm just saying you usually have on like your sweats and just a t-shirt when we're at your house.
Well, I haven't done laundry, so none of my sweatpants were clean. And then I flew in my leggings, so like 6.5 hours, and I might have spilled some popcorn and Diet Coke on them. So I have to wear a dress. And if you zoom in close, you can probably see my nipples because I looked in the mirror and I was like,
moving.
I see some areola, but you know, like it's going to be fine. But yeah, I'm so excited you have a camera.
Yeah. Me too.
I can't wait.
Hi, guys.
So guys, YouTube, check it. See what Mel looks like. She's the best. If you guys want to call in and tell us what's happening in your life and get our advice, the phone number is 310-694-0976. Again, 310-694-0976. Did it right. And for international listeners, meghanpodcast@gmail.com. Email a audio file. And if you haven't listened to the previous episodes, you might not know. I'm a little slow. I got a concussion. I'm like working through it. But it's an uphill battle. And I was on an airplane, which apparently makes your brain swell.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's scary. I don't want to know that.
Yeah, no. And I just landed at like 3 a.m. last night. And I'm like, brain is definitely swollen. So if I'm a little more stupid today, I didn't say stupider because that's not a word, right? I said that
more
last.
Stupid.
I'm
it's a
more
word to
stupid.
me.
Yeah. Okay. Great. I didn't go to college. That's
you were
why.
there a few months.
I was there. Okay, but enough babbling aside, and we'll hop into calls.
Let's do it.
Excited.
I'm 23 and live in Maine. So I just moved into a new apartment about a month ago, and I really, really love it. I'm finally out of a terrible living situation. But I have one big problem, and that is my downstairs neighbors. They smoke both cigarettes and weed a lot, and it's all I can smell. It like seeps up through my floors, specifically in my bathroom where there's no ventilation. It just comes right up in, and it's all I can smell. I'll come home from work, and I'll come inside, and it's all I smell. I don't smoke. My partner doesn't as well. So we're both just kind of like annoyed. I'm constantly burning incense, candles. I have those Glade plugins. I have air fresheners, and nothing completely covers the scent. And I'm not a confrontational person. I'm not comfortable with just going and knocking on their door, leaving a note saying, "Can you not?" But our property agency doesn't allow smoking in the building, so I'm wondering if maybe I should contact them. I don't know. I don't want to be the problematic new neighbor who tattletales. So some advice would be great. Thank you so much.
Oh no.
Oh no. I mean, I'll be the first to admit, I'm quite confrontational, especially if I'm right. Like, I don't want, if someone else comes at me with confrontation, that I don't like. Like, I like to be the one who like comes at it if I'm right. But I mean, like, that's just like a stinky situation.
Have you ever experienced that in any of your living situations?
I've had like terrible like roommates and neighbors, I say, might be having that right now, where there's like, it's like an issue. Because, like, do whatever you fucking want with your own time. Like, I mean, don't smoke cigarettes because, like, lung cancer. But, like, smoke weed. Like, whatever. Like, do your whole thing. And I don't really care how anybody else lives as long as it doesn't, like, affect my life. But I have, like, whatever, I'll just fucking say it. My neighbors have dogs that are so incredibly loud.
Oh, that would suck.
And so I'm kind of toying with the idea of being like, do I, like, tell them like you need to get your dogs under control because like they're so loud and I want to get a dog and I'm like worried for the well-being of my dog because your dogs are crazy? Or do I like go behind them and like tell my like landlord or whatever and say something like that? So I think like, I mean, I also have friends who like smoke weed and have had like their neighbors be like, hey, like my apartment kind of smells like weed because you smoke a lot of weed. And they've been like, oh shit, okay. So I think like from that, my automatic thing would be to say something to them because I think it's like giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like that's pretty fucking embarrassing. Like if someone
they might not know.
No, they might not know at all. And also if someone knocked on my door and was like, hey, you've been blasting Carly Rae Jepsen really loud, really early in the morning, I wouldn't just like be like, wow, fuck you. I would be like, oh my gosh, I'm so mortified and embarrassed. Like let me try and fix the problem. So I think also, like, what happens if, like, you tell, like, your landlord or your building manager or whatever, and then, like, they call your neighbors, and they're like, yeah, your neighbor's, like, right next door. Like, they call them. Yeah,
I would be scared of that.
And then you have them attacking you.
They might not do anything, because, like, I feel like everywhere says, like, we're smoke-free complex. That's where I live, it says that, but then, like, the hallways always smell like weed. And
does it bother you?
It doesn't get into my apartment, though, luckily.
Okay.
But my apartment does sometimes smell like bacon and, like, other foods, which I kind of like. It's only in the bathroom, like this girl said. So I don't know what it is with bathrooms ventilation, but... Yeah, like my bathroom will smell like the food my neighbors make, but he makes good food.
Yeah, as long as it's not like fishy.
I never have had like the weed get in, which is good. But I wouldn't want all my clothes and stuff to smell like cigarettes. Yeah. Because I was helping my sister move from her apartment and all of her clothes smelled like cigarettes. And I was like, do you smoke? And she was like, no, but I guess her neighbors do and it gets into her apartment.
Wow.
So now her whole wardrobe just smells like cigarettes.
Oh, that's
Unless she was lying and she's secretly a smoker. Which and didn't want to tell her older brother. I don't know.
Which also could be true. No, but I mean, I think that's a good point then. I think like what I would do is I would first, I say that I would first talk to my neighbors, but like, I don't know.
I think I'd be too scared to do that.
Me too.
I would snitch.
I would maybe leave a note. But I feel like she lives in a small building because she seems like I live in a big complex, so I know they wouldn't know it was me.
Yeah.
But I feel like this complex, it sounds like they'll know.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm kind of with Mel. Like to avoid like actually talking to them and like seeing them, I would probably snitch and then like fully go all middle school with like landlord and be like, please don't tell them it was me.
Yeah,
and because something like that.
If she's living above them and they're below her, they can probably smell it at the door. Like if anybody just walked by, I'm guessing you can smell it. So it wouldn't necessarily have to come from her.
Yeah. Actually, it's probably less likely too. People would think it'd be like the neighbors right next, unless they live in like a duplex.
think I would do like a lie. I wouldn't have it be me. I'd be like, my roommate has asthma or something.
Blame it on something else.
And say they have asthma, so it's more serious. Mm-hmm. Fake a medical condition, but then they'll know that they can't, like it's actually going to affect even more than just like a nuisance. Like she has asthma, don't smoke in the apartment,
and be like, and I totally don't mind. It's just like her.
Yeah,
it's like
then they'll find out like you don't have a roommate. But like, that's what I would do. I would
have a baby.
come up with some sort of like,
that's
also something I thought of, like saying you have like a little kid in there or something. So my advice is to do like an elaborate lie.
Yeah, do an elaborate lie, but also when you do your elaborate lie, make sure you're not incriminating yourself in a way that like, I don't know, like maybe you're if you say like, oh, it's like really affecting my dog and you're not allowed to have dogs, like don't do anything like that. So like make sure whoever you're like looping in. I always used to do this is so fucked up. When I would like make excuses for things, I feel like I can't even say this, but I would always like, you know how someone, if they make an excuse, or it's like say they can't do something or like late homework and they'll like say that there's like a tragedy in the family or whatever, which I think is like you're just jinxing it. I would always just like pick like either a family member that doesn't exist or like a family member that I'm like, well, it can't be jinxed, like they're already gone.
Right.
Oh,
and
that's
would
a
say
good
something
one.
like that. I'd be like, I'm so sorry I couldn't, like my grandma passed. I'm like, little do they know, like, yes, grandma passed when I was 10, but like gonna use it as my excuse right now.
And also your grandma, like if there is a heaven, is probably just laughing and enjoying
like,
it.
Yes, get it.
She's probably loving seeing you do that.
Completely. Being like, please use it to your benefit.
But I feel feel like the neighbor won't be that mad. It's not like they're going to be like, what the fuck? Because like that's understandable. You know what I mean?
No, completely.
Like if your weed habits are actually like affecting your neighbors and like getting in their apartment, like can't they just smoke outside or like a block away or in their car or switch to vape or edibles or something?
Yeah. And also the cigarettes too. That's something that like they're also going to have to, because it ruins your walls and like all of that stuff. Like it gets that like yellowy kind of gross stuff. So like they're going to have to pay all this money too when they eventually move out to like fix all that stuff. So I say either leave a note or just snitch and go to your landlords and say that. Because I think if you're less afraid of confrontation than us, then leave the note and then be like, okay, I checked off that box. And then if nothing happens, then like call your landlord and then you can like tell like yourself that you're like, well, I tried the not like
telling
snitching
the higher
way.
Powers or whatever.
Exactly. The powers that be. But then fucking do that.
You could also tell the landlord to say they smelled it. Say like, tell the landlord to be like, I was walking through the building and I noticed it really smells like weed, and just not even mention the neighbor.
Yeah. And also if you're a good tenant, your landlord will like look out for you in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's smart. That's a good idea.
I hope that gets fixed, because that would actually suck. I was always worried about that because we live in Los Angeles and just like everywhere smells like weed.
The ganja.
So like I want to have like where like I live. I don't want that to also just be, because you'll be walking down the street here and you'll just get like
and then
a whole cloud of weed in your face.
My hair will smell like weed for like 3 days. And I'm like, okay, sick. Nice. And I'm like, and I didn't even get high. It's like, it's not even worth it.
Yeah, I always wonder like when you're on the sidewalk and like a huge cloud hits you, I'm like, am I going to get a contact high? I'm not sure.
Oh my
It hasn't happened yet, but...
My friend went to a Wiz Khalifa concert and was like convinced she was like fully contact high. And I was like, I mean, that seems possible.
Yeah, that could be.
They like hotboxed the whole theater.
I'm sure. Doesn't he have his own farm?
I actually just heard that recently too, because I'm obsessed with The Real, the talk show. It's anyone I know what you're talking about. Fucking obsessed with it. And they were talking about
seen it, but I know a Cheetah Girl's on it, so I should be watching.
Adrienne Bailon, except now she's Adrienne Houghton. She got married. I'm like such a huge fan of them. But they like apparently he has his own weed farm, and so does Snoop Dogg and Melissa Etheridge.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Random. I know.
I know a lot of people have their own strains. Like Whoopi Goldberg has one, I think.
Whoopi.
Jeffree Star, I think, has one.
Oh, wow.
We should get into the weed business.
We should. It's going to be lucrative.
I don't even smoke, but I want to make the money.
Yeah, I'm a little too paranoid unless I'm like just going to go to bed. Okay. I think we helped, hopefully. Should we go on to the next one?
So I'm almost 18, and my boyfriend and I have been dating for over a year now. And he's my best friend, and I love him and everything, but he's really insecure about me having guy friends, whether they're straight or gay. He tells me that his dad had this rule that his mom can't hang out with any of her guy friends one-on-one, and that's like going on a date. So his dad, I guess, told him or raised him like this, and he said it's an old school practice. But when I told my boyfriend that there's nothing to worry about because my gay guy friends would never come on to me like that, nor my guy friends in general, he just gets jealous and insecure. He also gets insecure when I hang out when I hang out with his best friend, even though his best friend is dating one of my good friends. I don't know what to do because I've tried telling him it's fucking 2018. Guys and girls can be friends without fucking each other. I don't know what else to tell him because I feel like this is an unhealthy mindset for him, and sometimes I feel like he's starting to bring this onto me because I never used to get really jealous like this until I started dating him. I don't know if it's a me thing or if it's even possible for him to bring his insecurities onto me, but yeah, I don't know what to do, and I kind of need your advice.
How long were they dating? We don't know. She's just 18.
I don't think so, yeah.
Oh, she's almost 18.
She's almost 18. I'm like, is your dad Mike Pence?
I know. I'm like, who the fuck? Also, I'm curious. Do you think his parents are still married? Like that to me.
That sucks for the mom.
That sounds literally.
She can have no gay friends.
Oh my! She can have no friends and like just only female friends.
Yeah.
And that's just to me that sounds like I keep my wife locked in a closet.
Yeah,
She's not allowed
like,
to come out and see the light.
Yeah, literally. Like that's crazy. That's like half the population she isn't allowed to talk to.
Yeah, I mean, like that. Just first of all, like that poor kid. Like not to like that poor kid. Like that. Like your boyfriend. Like the idea that he heard that and it wasn't like, wow, this is so oppressive to my mom, and this is more like, oh, this is a smart thing that my dad did. That's so sad to me. That like,
no,
that's kind of like where you associate this being like, yes, this is an old school practice. And I'm like, do you like your mom? Like, do you think that's fair to your mom at all? Like, I don't know if she's still in the picture. I mean, I sure as fucking hell wouldn't be. I don't know. I mean, like my automatic thing, I would just dump him. Like it's not.
Yeah, or like tell him this sucks and be like, just because your dad did it doesn't mean you have to.
Yeah, your dad sounds like a piece of shit. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I might say that, but no, I just think it's so hard to give someone advice being like, you should just break up with them because obviously I don't know like all of that stuff, but this is so not normal, and you're so right, and all of her instincts are right with saying like it's 2018, guys and girls can be friends. So I think yes, he can bring those insecurities on you because he's associating like opposite sex friendships with something to be jealous about. So you're gonna feel jealous when he like talks to any other girl because he's made you think that in his mind that represents like cheating or romance or something like that. So like yeah, he can put those insecurities on you. And it just
seems like he obviously doesn't have any trust. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like, I don't know, like if my boyfriend told me like, for even if he told me I couldn't be friends with like I have like two of my best friends are straight guys and they both have girlfriends, but like I have been friends with one of like predating one of their girlfriends, but like we're really, really, really close. Like we tell each other pretty much everything. And if my boyfriend told me I couldn't be friends with them, I'd be like, what the fuck? But then if my boyfriend told me I couldn't be friends with like my gay guy friends, I'd be like, what? I'd be so...
That's a whole nother level.
It is just like, would just be so confusing to me. Because I'm like, I'm sorry. What about our relationship makes you uncomfortable? Like,
I had a really close girlfriend and she was single and we like would have sleepovers and all that stuff. And then she got a boyfriend and he was kind of weird. Like, he's in your bed. And I was like... Oh, I like didn't even think about it. I was like, I didn't even know that'd be an issue. Like, we can't share the same bed anymore. Like, aren't attracted to each other. I'm gay. I'm like not gonna.
That's. I mean.
Yeah. So I've kind of experienced this. Yeah, because he was like weird about it.
Is he still weird? Are they still together?
I'm actually not like that close of friends with her anymore, but I think they broke up. But I remember also like he was just jealous of me in other ways too. Like she posted a photo in the bathtub one time and her mom took it, which I don't know, it's kind of funny in its own right. But he like called her and was like, did Lucas take that photo of you in the bathtub? Huh? And it's like, I'm like the gayest person ever. Like I actually kind of liked it because it was like a straight guy's like jealous of me.
God, go me.
But you might think like that movie Kick-Ass where he pretended to be gay so that he could get close to the girl.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
That Chloe Grace
Also,
Moretz.
did you ever watch the show Cheaters? It's like the reality show.
No.
Yeah.
Where they
got
catch cheaters.
Stabbed.
Oh yeah, and
The guy that was the host got stabbed on
and
him.
did he die?
No, he didn't
Did
die.
they film it?
Yeah, it was all on camera.
But one of those episodes was about a girl and her gay best friend like having sex. And the guy, because he was like, I just know there's something more to this friendship. And then he put like cameras in her apartment and they were actually having sex.
Up. Oh my God.
This probably isn't what the boyfriend wants to hear right now. Like, don't let your boyfriend listen to this. But
that's probably what he's thinking.
Ridiculous.
But it's stupid.
But he should just trust her enough that she wouldn't have sex with her. My theory is like, I want to put whoever I'm with in every situation to cheat. So if they do cheat, I know.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to like withhold them from stuff. I'd rather just know, like, if they're the type of person to cheat, I'd rather just know.
Yeah. And there's something like, I don't know. There's something, not only are you not giving, like you're not giving anyone credit in that situation. Like I don't necessarily get when guys are like, well, no, it's not about you. It's about like, I know you wouldn't do anything, but like, what if somebody else? Like, so if you want to make that argument about like her having like a straight guy friend, my biggest issue with that, it's like, if you're going to date somebody, you should date somebody that you trust that isn't going to just like have sex with somebody else. And also like, isn't going to like, you know, assault her gay friend and like be like, I know you're not attracted to me, but like that to me is like, there's just such a closed-minded thing. Like I have sleepovers with my gay best friend and we like fully cuddle and my boyfriend has to sleep on the couch because I'm like, you can't sleep here. Like we haven't seen each other in months. So that to me is just, I would say my advice would be dump him just because I think it's also like early signs of like controlling abusive relationship.
Or if you really like him, maybe just try saying like, maybe try to say just like, this isn't normal. Because maybe like you said, maybe this is his whole life. He thought this was normal and someone just needs to tell him.
And he just needs to be like, no, or just like, don't just be like, you're wrong. I'm just going to keep doing this. And either you can deal or you don't.
Then just break up.
Break it up. That's what I would say. I would just really break up with him. It doesn't seem worth it. Plus, you're almost 18.
I know, you have to lose all of these friends. That would suck.
No, that's not good. And
like, just look at his mom, and if she probably looks,
does she seem
is
happy?
she miserable? Like,
yeah.
She can't leave the
Does
house.
Does she smile? Okay, on to the next call.
I'm 21 years old, and I've been dating my boyfriend for 3.5 years now. He's the guy that I ended up losing my virginity to, and while there was definitely a learning curve, we have really good sex now. Before I dated him, I messed around and did other stuff with other guys in terms of making out and oral sex and things like that, but I can definitely tell that even with that, my boyfriend is much better because he actually cares about me enjoying it in the end, whereas these other guys really didn't give a shit. Well, I still sometimes have this voice in the back of my head that wonders what sex with other people would be like. And I feel guilty when I think about this because I would never think of cheating on my boyfriend or breaking up with him since our relationship was really good. It makes me feel like I'm a bad person, and I just don't want to feel that way, and I don't know if that's normal. I should also mention that my boyfriend and I are in a long-distance relationship right now, and so we don't have sex regularly, and we only are able to see each other and have sex about every 3 months, so it definitely makes it hard.
Ooh, wow. That's some fucking willpower. 3 months?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm also curious why they're long distance. Because, she's 21. Or she's almost 21. Are you in college at that age?
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Maybe.
Maybe they met on MySpace.
Oh, MySpace.
Dream. Fucking goals. I don't know. I feel like I'm excited to hear both of your opinions on this too, because I'm a very committed person in the way that I've definitely hooked up with more people than I've liked. I can count on maybe one hand the amount of people I've really had feelings for. And so I'm the kind of person where I would be into somebody for a long time, then one day I'd wake up, have zero feelings for them at all, and then wouldn't like anybody at all for a really long time, and then like somebody again and like them for a really long time. So I don't know. I've definitely seen guys who I'm oh wow, they're cute or attractive or whatever, but I've never, I've never really wondered oh, what would it be like to have sex with this person?
Yeah.
Or I wonder what sex with other people would be like, but
I guess it's because she lost her virginity to him.
It's also because I know what it's like. It's not to call myself. I'm not definitely whatever. Whatever. I've slept with more than just my boyfriend, and so I can definitively say that I don't know at the age that I'm at and the people that I've been with and stuff, I don't feel like I missed out on a lot because I'm I did all of that and them. But I also think when you think about the aspect of if you meet somebody, that whole idea of timing or whatever, I kind of usually subscribe more to the belief that it's more about where you're personally at. But also if I met him and we started dating when I was 17 or something. Yeah. I don't know how long our relationship would last because I think the reason why we're able to be serious and so invested in our future is because we've both been around the block a couple times.
Yeah, we've already done it.
Yeah. And so you can kind of make a more educated decision with that. So this is my long-winded way of saying I don't think that's I understand feeling guilty, but I don't think that's a weird feeling at all.
Yeah, I don't think it's weird either, especially considering she lost her virginity to him. I mean, it's normal to think I wonder what sex would be like with other people. She probably is just but then she said, didn't she say that he was way better at it than anything?
The feelings are there.
So I guess if it makes you feel any better, probably if you had one night stands, they wouldn't be as good as with someone who knows your body and stuff. Or maybe they'd be way better and you're missing out.
That too.
Just kidding. But I can understand. I don't think it's weird she's feeling that. No. And as long as she still loves her boyfriend and stuff, I mean, it's just a thought. It's not like you actually cheated on him. So it's probably just normal and fine.
I would also just keep your feelings in check and check in with yourself because I don't know every time we talk about long distance relationships, we always bring back the whole that there needs to be a definitive end. Like the long distance part needs to be, it's a means to an end. It has a specific date when it's ending. So I don't know if I'm hoping there is one like that for you guys, but because I think like the fact that if you're only seeing him every 3 months and having sex with him, then it's so natural for you to, get like fucking horny.
Yeah, you got desires.
Yeah.
This feels like this is starting to be my answer for everything, but are you masturbating?
I know. Yeah. I'm like, please.
Yeah.
Like, you can't rely on just your partner to like get you off. Like,
especially when it's long distance.
Oh my God. I just know. You've
got to do some self-care. You can look at other guys, but don't. If you want to be committed to your boyfriend, then stay committed to your boyfriend, rub one out, and call it a day.
Exactly. And then if like a couple months down the road or years down the road, you're like, oh no, I am interested in like sleeping with other people, and you're still like super into your boyfriend, I think there's like a way, like they're pretty young, but like bringing up the aspect with him, like, hey, would be into bringing somebody else into this at some point, or would you be I'm saying like into having an open relationship, but like if you still want to end up with him, I think you have to address the hurdles of like, oh, I'm like attracted to other people or anything like that. I don't think that necessarily means that you guys can't like be together.
Yeah.
You just need to have that open dialogue with him, because otherwise, like, even if you don't do anything, the guilt itself for just thinking those things will like totally eat you alive. Like I've had like random sex dreams about people who like I'm not attracted to or whatever.
Same.
And I literally...
And I'll wake up and I'll be like, what?
Dude, that was me. That was me this weekend. And like Mott's will not listen to this for a really long time or whatever, but I had a sex dream about someone who was not fucking him. And it also happened because I was like really pissed at him when we fell asleep. I was like, and so like I had a sex dream about somebody else, and I woke up and I was like, first of all, nauseous. Like,
yeah.
Ew, what the fuck was that? And it wasn't even like a full sex dream.
Yeah.
And so like, I'm also like very nervous to see this person whenever I eventually see this person, to be like, oh, whatever. But that like, oh my God, where was I even going with this at all? Fuck this concussion.
Sometimes you have sex dreams about people. You fantasize about people that you don't necessarily want to be with.
Yeah, I think that's what I've
I've had sex dreams about, I remember in high school I had a sex dream about a girl who I didn't talk to, and like I'm not attracted to girls, so I don't know what that means. But if anyone's a dream interpreter.
It was the guilt, like that whole thing. Like I understand the guilt of that. And so like there's a, like you can't internalize everything, because it's going, that is just in turn, you think by not speaking out, it's going to like preserve your relationship. But that guilt in itself will manifest in issues. And so I would say masturbate, and then hopefully when you guys are like back together for a longer period of time, you're obviously unless your boyfriend's like I don't want like male nudes all the time, but like if I see a hot guy, I'm like pretty fucking hot. And if your boyfriend's
I think that's
not
just
around,
normal.
Blake
also,
on The Bachelor.
You could ask him, you could role play and ask him to pretend to be someone
Oh yeah,
else.
you can put on like wigs, fake mustaches.
I could do like a Shane Dawson wig. Like that's like what
like
I'm
some
picturing.
Party City wig, like
that's
Halloween.
so funny. Yeah.
But yeah, that could be a thing.
Yeah.
You could experience what it's like to have sex with all his different characters.
Yeah. Oh,
And maybe you'll realize it's not attractive.
Right.
That's so true. Yeah, but I think it's normal. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Okay, guys, we are going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back. This episode of Don't Blame Me is brought to you by Casper. Casper is a sleep brand that continues to revolutionize its line of products to create an exceptionally comfortable sleep experience one night at a time. I'm a huge fan of Casper mattresses. First of all, they are designed by humans for humans. That means that they're comfortable. They have super supportive memory foam, which really helps with the quality sleep. Gives you the right amount of sink, the right amount of bounce. They're so comfortable. And the breathable design helps you sleep cool and regulate your body temperature throughout the night. And guys, they're not just any old mattress company. No. Casper offers a wide array of products to ensure an overall better sleep experience. I mean, Mel got sheets from Casper. She's a big fan. Casper is the place to shop for 4th of July mattress savings this year. They sell directly to you, eliminating added costs and saving you money. Their mattresses are made in the USA, and choose the internet's favorite mattress this 4th of July. And buying Casper online is incredibly easy. I mean, first of all, you heard what I said. You order online, which is my favorite place to order things. And it's delivered to your door in a compact box, which I can testify to. I thought something was wrong when the box first arrived. I was like, this is too small to be a whole mattress. And boy, oh boy, was I wrong. Free shipping and free returns to the US and Canada. And they have a risk-free 100-day trial, which means that you get to try it for 100 days. And then if you're like, not a fan, in any of those days, you get to send it back. So considering we spend a third of our lives on a mattress, it's important to sleep on a mattress before committing. It's like a relationship. You gotta test drive the car before you wife it on up, or husband it on up, or whatever you want to life partner it on up. That's why Casper gives you 100 nights to try it out. So I've got a Casper mattress and I love it. First of all, I love being horizontal and just like laying down in general. Don't chuckle at that. I love laying down. Laying down is my favorite, like one of my all-time favorite activities. And a not comfortable bed, you can tell when you travel and you go to hotels and the beds aren't comfortable. All I want is to go home to my bed, which is so incredibly comfortable. And I'm just a huge fan. We all need mattresses, and you want a mattress that isn't so incredibly expensive, which Casper's aren't. And for a limited time, you guys can visit casper.com/savings and save up to $225 off your order. This special offer expires July 9th, 2018. Terms and conditions apply. That's up to $225 off your order by visiting casper.com/savings. Special offer expires what day? July 9th, 2018. Okay, guys, we are back from our break. And we're going to hop into more calls.
I'm 20 and I'm from Texas, and my question is about a friend. So about a year ago, the time last summer, I was friends with a girl from my hometown in Dallas, and we had been close since high school. I'm a junior now in college, and so we had been friends for a long time, and she told me one weekend that because money was tight with her family, it was just her mom, and her brother, that her mom drove her down to Houston, which is a good drive. I mean, still just a hop, skip, and away. And she had sex with like a 45, 50-year-old man who then later paid for their monthly rent and like gas to get back home and all this stuff. And she later on was like, I think I like him. And she was friends with the guy's son, and it ended up coming out, and she went to me for consolement, and I did for a really long time, like 2 months, but something about it just hurt my soul. I don't know if that sounds so bad or not, but I was like, this is wrong, and we're not friends anymore because I didn't know how, not to treat her, but how to be her friend anymore, because something in what she thought was okay and what I thought was okay was so completely different. And I tried talking to her, not about that, but just like about stuff, and she just, wouldn't talk, and it just fizzled out of the friendship. And I guess my question is, was I wrong for not ending a friendship over it, but that being the first straw to my friendship ending? She's tried reaching out, and I haven't really responded because I don't know if I need that drama in my life right now. So am I a horrible person?
So the family was struggling, so they've somehow found this sugar daddy. I don't know what. And then so she has to
How old were they?
45, I think.
They're 20, and then the guy is like 45, 50.
Does she have to like pretend to be his boyfriend for a weekend?
I don't know,
like
but she's friends with the guy's
she's
son.
Friends with the son.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
But she said that she's starting to develop a crush on the dad.
Yes.
Not the dad. I don't know why I call him the dad.
On the daddy?
The sugar daddy. That's what I'm thinking in my head.
On the daddy?
But.
Yeah.
Wow. God, you're not. So to address her question, you're not a terrible person. This is a fuck ton of drama. And I am giving you the advice that I definitely would not have taken. Like I was like, when I was younger, like I was also like a highly anxious kid. So like if anybody else was, I wish I was more compassionate when I was younger to like other people going through stuff, but like I was like a fucking sponge. And if like I like had so many like emotional issues and like anxiety and stuff that like if somebody was going through something like that, I would absorb all of it and I would become like a complete mess. And so like there were definitely some friendships which I didn't stick out because I was like, I can't handle this. So I think if you can handle it, I would respond to her and reach out because like Mel said, that's kind of like her mom essentially whored her out. Not that wasn't trying to be like funny, but like pimped her out to whatever the PC term of that is for a very un-PC thing. To this guy. So it sounds like, God, I sound like such a mom being like, it sounds like that girl really could use a friend and could potentially use, I don't know, but
the thing is, they're 20 and she's okay with it.
Yeah, that's
Are they dating
Yeah,
though?
that's what's weird.
Is she like dating the older guy or they're done?
Don't know. She kind of has a crush on him, but I don't know if they're dating or anything. I'm guessing she's probably done it more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does she know the transaction? Like,
yeah, she knew what was happening.
Until before or after?
Before.
Wow. Oh, okay. Fuck. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you are 20, so it isn't your problem or your business. I think if you have maybe like open door policy, don't reach out to her, but if she reaches out to you and in like, hey, I could really use somebody to talk to, totally go for it. But if she's like, hey, let's like grab drinks and like do something, you know what I mean? Like if she's reaching out because she like needs some like friendship help, maybe go for it. But if she just wants to like be the casual, like let's go to Target, and you're like, no, I don't really want to go to Target with you. Maybe that's it. Because
I don't even know. This is like such a complicated situation.
You mean
like
you've never been in this situation before?
Because like you said, she's 20, and if she's okay with it, like, is it? But I don't know. It's so weird. It's one of those things. Like if she is actually fine with like, I like this guy, and like if we have sex, it pays for my whole family's rent.
Yeah. Which I mean, it's no different than when we had that girl call in. She was a sugar baby.
That's true.
There's no difference.
But if it's something where like
the mom thing,
it's like the mom's like putting pressure, like you don't have to do it, but like otherwise we will have to sell the house. But that sort of thing. Then obviously that's like putting unnecessary pressure on her, and it's a whole different dynamic. But I mean, I don't really know. And if the friend is just not okay with it and can't move past it, then it will. Maybe they just, I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, because I don't think you should ever like, I don't know. Like you should never put yourself in a place where you feel uncomfortable to like maintain a friendship. Yeah. Because that's also like a pity friendship. And like the person you're friends with can like definitely be like, read that. And so I think you have to prioritize like yourself in that. The only thing that is just like catching me is like the mom thing. So I mean, like I've definitely had friendships with people where I've stepped away or they've stepped away, or we both kind of have, because we don't agree on, I don't know, like one of their lifestyle choices or whatever. But also those people in my life know that if like anything ever happened, like I would still totally be there for them, and I would follow through on that. But I'm not going to like maintain and like waste my like mental energy and my time in a friendship that isn't like mutually beneficial. Like I don't want to be friends with some, if it's just adding stress and all that anxiety to your life. I think there's a way to kind of like gracefully back away from the friendship. But it sounds like she said they're not as close anymore.
Yeah, they're not as close. I think my thing is, did the mom pressure her into doing
what
it?
I want to know.
And if she pressured her and you're concerned about her being the influence that her mom has on her, that's another issue.
And also that's just like, the advice we had for the other sugar baby, I'm like, you do you.
Because that was all her choice.
It's your own choice and by your own volition, right? That's the right word. Concussion, who's that? But I think the thing, it's with the mom. That's what stresses me out. And also, being, I don't know if she's in school or, and having to provide for like multiple people, but I think... I think is like maybe if you want to do like one final like reach out and like try and have a conversation with her about it, and then kind of express
and then
your
sort
concern.
of learn and see if she is getting pressured, and if she is, you should be like, this isn't okay, obviously, and you don't have to do this, and you guys can find another way to make money.
And try and step in as like a friend there. And so if you want to do like one final like try and talk about it with her like that. But I think if she's not receptive to that, we've said so many times, like you can't change people's lifestyle choices. You can only like change. You can only like just really uphold what you're comfortable with. And if you're, and I think you're totally fair to not be comfortable with this situation. Cause I'd feel pretty fucking weird.
Yeah. It's cause they've been friends for like a long time, and then this randomly just started happening, right?
And also like, I That's so weird. Like,
yeah, it's a whole weird situation.
Yeah. And then you just feel like that weird sense of guilt too, because you're like, oh. So yeah, maybe talk to her. But you're not a bad person if you can't stay friends with her through that. But then just like let her know that your door is open if she like maybe has like a come to Jesus moment and it's like, oh no, Jesus, take the wheel. Mm-hmm. Next call time.
Hey, I'm 17 years old, and recently my best girlfriend decided to have sex with my best guy friend after I told her that I liked him and I wanted her to just ask him how he felt about me. Obviously I didn't like force her, but she was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. You guys would be so cute together. I'm going to find out for you. This will be so much fun. She was super into it. And then she had a birthday party on my mom's birthday, so I didn't go because it was my mom's birthday and she didn't invite me. Our mutual friend invited me to her house, and I've never been to her house because she has a bad relationship with her parents. So I didn't feel comfortable being invited by someone else, but they slept together in front of a few people, and those people were uncomfortable. And as soon as I saw them, like a few days after, they were acting super weird around me, and I didn't know why. And I asked them, I was like, what's up? Like, and they're like, oh, nothing. And then they went to the mall together, and I ran into them. And they were like, oh, yeah, come on in, like, come hang out with us. But they ditched me, and they ignored me. And recently I found out a few weeks after through another one of our mutual friends who was at the party, and I confronted her about it. And she's like, oh, I regret it, but now they're dating. And obviously I want the best for him because I care about him so much. He is my best guy friend. But things are super awkward, and I don't know how to forgive her. Do you have any advice? Thanks. Sorry the message was so long.
Don't forgive her.
No.
So her best guy friend and her best girlfriend had sex in front of an audience?
Yes. So what is that? That was glazed over far too fucking quickly.
Is this what happens like in 2018 high school? Like, I'm so happy I'm not living this.
There's so much in this call.
There's a lot to unpack.
That girl is not your friend. Like,
no. And that guy is not your friend either. And you have to hold... I've said this before. You have to fucking hold your romantic relationships and your friendships to the same standards. Like, if you wouldn't let a friend do that to you, you don't let a guy do that to you, or whoever you're interested in. Like, you can't.
Maybe he didn't know she had feelings for him.
But like at the same, he ditched her at the mall too, and it's like all of that stuff. Like that's not.
Yeah. Also, the fact that she asked her friend to ask the guy about didn't she want her best friend to ask the guy about if he liked her?
Are you into Becky?
And then I feel like it was like a weird, she was trying to be like competitive. I don't even know. Mm-hmm. Like she found out her friend liked a guy. She's like, well, I'm going to have sex with him in front of an audience.
But she didn't even invite her to her birthday party.
This is like, there's so many signs that that's not your friend.
I wasn't sure about it. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Like, she's just not your friend.
No.
Weirdly enough, I've never been in a similar situation, but I had somebody tell me, not someone I'm like close to, but someone told me that they were like, I'm having like friendship I must just wave a sign over my head, being like, let me give you advice. Like, I love doing that. And they were telling me that they had this friend that they were trying to figure out if they wanted to, if she wanted to mend things, because this girl was supposed to do the same thing and like be the solid like wing woman or whatever to tell this guy that she was into him, and then she ended up sleeping with that guy and was like, oh no, I regret it, we never did it again, and then ended up doing it for a while. And she was like, I don't know if I should forgive her. Like, obviously I'm not going to talk to that guy anymore. And I'm like, but you have to, like, I don't know, like, you, as much as you want good things for him and you say he's like your best guy friend and stuff, those just traits to me take away the whole like having sex in a party in public or whatever thing, which I really, really wish we had more clarity on. You
said it was in front of 2 or 3
people who felt uncomfortable.
They said they were kind of uncomfortable.
Why did they just walk out?
Yes, like, what are you like? Are you like physically feeling, don't leave? And you're like, oh, good gosh, we're in an elevator. But like,
I like how the birthday party turned into that. Like, what were the stages?
Yes,
that
like a sex party. Literally, like, oh my gosh. If my friend didn't invite me to her birthday party and then my best guy friend and one of my best girlfriends invited me to like go hang out with them at the mall, and then they like stood me up and ditched me, like I would still be upset with you.
Even if it wasn't like you liked him and
completely,
all
like,
of that, like that just would be messed up.
Shitty friends.
You weren't invited to the birthday?
Yeah.
Did she have a reasoning for that?
Like,
I thought it was because her mom's birthday was the same day.
Yeah,
or was
but you
that
still
not?
could have invited her.
Oh, she just still didn't even
she
invite
just didn't
her?
invite her. Her friend's friend, their mutual friend invited her.
Okay, so it
and she
sounds like-
still went at some point.
Oh, no.
and we think that was a coincidence that her
Nope.
birthday party was on your mom's birthday when she knew you couldn't go.
It just sounds like they're shitty friends. Because even, just the malls. If I went somewhere that people invited me and they ditched me, I'd be like, well, I'm never going to talk to them again. Like, this is so awkward. I'm just at the Beverly Center alone now.
Right. I was like, with the fucking Beverly Center, I spent 45 minutes parking and I have no one to hang out with.
I know, because ditching is like where they snuck out. They snuck out of the hangout. Like, that's so shitty.
So mean. Like, these people just, as much as you say they're your best friends, like, they're not your friends.
No.
And coming
Yeah.
from somebody who's like definitely like called some people my friends who I really shouldn't have, because I'm like, hey, you're not that nice to me. You don't have to settle for shitty friends. Like, no matter how great that they are, these pitfalls and these negatives of them aren't things that you have to tolerate in any sort of friendship. So it's not like, oh, well, if I get another best friend, they're probably also going to sleep with the guy that I like. Like, that's not a thing.
No.
Like, it's not worth it to maintain a friendship with people who would even consider and have done such terrible things to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to forgive them to make yourself, your conscience feel better, forgive her.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't have to be your friend.
No.
Get rid of her.
And don't trust her
No.
at all. Or
him.
Yeah, it's like there's two equal parties in that. And also, as much as like he might not have known that she had feelings for him, I don't like
There still was the ditching.
Yeah, there's that. And there's also something like, I mean, I've known when people have had like somewhat feelings for me, even if they haven't told me. So like there's kind of that thing. Or also like if you guys were really, really good friends, and she is I wonder if this other girl, is she as good friends with him? Like,
well, she is now.
Now they're a little more than friends.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like if my guy friend was into one of my friends, he would also tell me about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like you were kind of just like kept in the dark from everything. And like a drunk party hookup, like I get that. But like I also don't get the audience aspect. Like, are they on a dance floor? Like, is it?
I know.
Like, how in public is it? Because they said like 2 or 3 people, so that's like weirdly intimate. Yet also,
I know, it's like that's so weird.
So like, what situation?
Yeah, and did it actually happen? Because that sounds like a rumor type.
No,
thing.
there was a
does.
sex
It
performance.
sounds like a Tana Mojo got fucked by a toothbrush. Like this sounds like a rumor.
Yeah, like did it actually happen?
I feel like they maybe like were making out, and people were like they might have had sex. We don't know, or
Yeah, like
something
he
like
had
that.
a boner. They had sex through their clothes.
But I thought the phone call was going to go like, then my best friend started having feelings for him and I don't know how to feel, but it was like they did a sex performance.
She just like an interpretive sex art performance in front of people. Like that was her birthday show. It's like my super sweet 16. And she like comes down from the rafters.
And it was also funny that it was her birthday. She's like, come to my house.
Come to my house, watch me have sex. Like welcome to the show. It's Britney, bitch. Like what? That's so insane to
Yeah,
me.
these aren't your best friends.
No. They're also just some exhibitionists, right? That's the word?
Yeah.
But you have some good material for a story time for a YouTube video.
You should become a YouTuber. Wow, that's actually crazy.
That
like
is.
so crazy.
Yeah, I'm sorry you have to deal with those. That sucks. Because that sucks in high school. And
Oh my gosh.
You
It's
do kind of feel
all-encompassing.
like you have to be friends with people because you're like, there's no one else, but there is, and you'll find. Maybe you can become friends with one of the people who was watching the performance.
Someone who's scarred. You could just be like, tell me about your experience. You could both can really move past it together.
Yeah. You guys were scarred visually.
I was scarred emotionally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And yeah, I think you can be civil, just like Mel said. You can forgive them for your own conscience, be civil, and
move on.
Move the fuck on.
Yes.
Yeah. And find out more about like the public sex thing. And call back.
Ask the 2 to 3 friends. Ask
Yeah, I
them
do
what
agree with you. I
actually-
feel like that has to be a rumor.
Yeah.
Unless maybe
yeah.
it actually, who knows?
But also, like, yeah, why did they have to be there? That's like,
were they locked in a room
if
and they had
felt
to
kind
watch?
of uncomfortable, like
Just leave.
Just leave. So like, and also like, imagine you walk into. So this is how, just in my head, how I pictured it. Like you. So like you're at a party, typical party, like house setting. There's like some like dark bedroom, very like easy A thing. There's like a couple like either hooking up in there, and you just like walk in. You're like, whoa, and you don't leave.
Yeah.
Or the worst thing is like you're just like sitting on said bed or like in there just like hanging out, like smoking weed, and then two people start making out and having sex and you don't live.
You were...
Oh.
Wait, you've done a sex performance?
No. I mean, whatever you consider that as. No. Oh.
You were
also,
like
the
in
worst
bunk
part
beds
is,
and they were above
that's
you.
what, but there was a second for me where I was just like, there were two stories that immediately came to my head.
Then I don't know
one
the
of them
other
was
story.
I like made out with this guy that I was dating in high school. We like hardcore made out. This was the time that like the thing that like fulfills my ego constantly is that he like came in his pants, and like still to this day, like I carry that with me as like a moment of pride.
Yeah.
But my best friend was like on the couch next to us pretending to be asleep, and she like wasn't actually asleep. And then she said I owed her, we were like, 15, 16. And she was like so mad at me. And then she was like, but you know what? I'm like over it. Like you just owe me big time. She didn't cash in that whole thing. Like I owed her until we were like 22. Okay. I'm sorry for laughing at your life, but this is really great material. And you're better than this. But I also, please just like give us a call back, even if there's no advice. I just want to know the clarification.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just call back and let us know like what really happened with like the public sex
Oh my
thing.
God, yes.
Maybe maybe have like a witness.
Mm-hmm.
Gather
the witnesses.
Gather the witnesses. Oh God, I love it. Okay. So now we have Producer's Corner, which this is where Mel picks a question. Or not really even picks a question. It's more like we've got like a response or a callback from someone either giving their own advice, because I'm clearly not great at it, based on a different question, if they have any more personal experience with it, or someone updating us. So
yeah, so this is a callback. Well, it's not a callback. It's a response to a question from the episode we did with Grace Helbig. And it was a question in regards to a girl who had herpes, and she was wondering how to tell her partner. And so we have someone calling who has experience with that.
Oh, okay.
So I too, and I'm the same position as the caller. I was diagnosed around the same time when I was 22 as well. And it's been a journey of self-acceptance and self-love all over again after that. But I wanted to say that the most important thing is to be educated yourself. So when you go to tell someone, usually they freak out as soon as they hear the word herpes. But if you have all the facts and you can explain it's the same thing as a cold sore, if it's type 1, if it's type 2, how contagious it is when you use a condom, when you don't use a condom, and when you're on medication, that's really helpful. And it kind of helps calm the person out of this sense of panic that they're taught to feel and kind of told to feel and reinforced to feel through society and television and movies and jokes that are made about herpes and stuff like that. The timing is really tricky. You kind of have to go when it feels right. I sometimes try to do it around like the third date, so they have an idea of like who I am and what I'm about and like how cool and cute I am. But also we haven't gone so far into the relationship that they'll be kind of hurt that I kept such a big thing from them. And sometimes it goes really well and sometimes it doesn't. One time I ended up crying in a Chick-fil-A drive-thru because I told someone over text message and they weren't really nice. But other times I've told people right before we're intimate and they're super sweet and supportive, and then we go to town and it's great. So it all really depends on when you feel comfortable and when it feels right to do it and to say it. I also want to say, too, that there is type 1 and type 2, and type 1 is what we associate with cold sores on the mouth, but that can also be transferred to the genitals and vice versa. So, again, super important to stay educated, get tested, and all that really great stuff. And I hope that this added to the already really great advice that you and Grace gave this caller, and also just like a PSA for herpes. Thanks. Bye.
Oh, my God. Great callback. So informative.
No.
Maybe one of these days I'll get tested. Mel's not giving me the night. This is why we shouldn't have Mel Cam now. Now I regret it because you can see the dirty look she's giving me.
I'm just saying, I've been telling you to go to the doctor for a long time.
And, I didn't even go to the doctor for the concussion. I'm just immune to everything. I'm allergic to everything. And I'm like, I was
going to say immune.
No, not at all.
You never have been STD tested?
No.
Oh my gosh, you should.
I know.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Right. But yes. Maybe we should do like a live Don't Blame Me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
have someone come and give you a test.
Right?
Yeah.
Is it like a vagina swab?
Yeah, we can use that app. I forgot. There's a Hill.
Oh.
Yeah, and maybe
they do that. That's called those on-set doctors. Mm-hmm. They do that if you get sick on set, and then everyone gets a throat swab, and then you all have strep throat.
They just come that day?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, handy.
It is quite handy. Mm-hmm. And give you medication quick and stat. It's great. We had to do that when we had a strep throat outbreak on set once.
So everybody's making out in the zombie apocalypse?
Fuck yeah, that's what you do in a zombie apocalypse. You get drunk, you make out, you fight with each other, and you don't run. That's what we did. And we don't kill them because we're scared. I don't know. I think that was a great callback. I think it's, I forgot we even had that question.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that someone else could offer more personal experience with it. And fuck everybody who's assholes about it. And but it's nice to hear that there's been, I don't know, I think it's realistic to say that yes, obviously some people haven't taken it so well, but then there's been people who have taken it well. So I think that's great.
And like she said, it's probably just because they weren't educated. Because I feel like she said, society, they make herpes sound like, oh my gosh, like, you know, like that blue waffle thing that was going around, like Google blue waffle, and it's like just mutilated genitals, like it's an STD. It's like these crazy things, like people, I don't know. So I think it's good that she called and lets people know that herpes isn't blue waffle. I don't even think blue waffle is a real thing. Did you not know about this? Am I like the only one?
What blue waffle is.
Maybe it was just a Nebraska high school thing. People would always be like, Google blue waffle. And it was just like, just imagine blue waffle, but on like a vagina or a penis.
Wow. Good gosh.
It kind of looked like blueberry-ish.
Ooh, ow.
But even if someone had blue waffle, I mean, they can still find a partner too. If that is a real thing. I don't know if it is, but...
Can you imagine that's like a really, like your doctor is like, you don't have chlamydia, but you do have blue waffle. I think that's the official name of it. But yeah, PSA, everybody.
It's fictional.
It's fictional? Mm-hmm. You looked, did you look at pictures?
No. Okay. This is just the first thing that came up. Blue waffle is a fictional sexual transmitted infection. So.
Okay. Well, now we know. Mm-hmm. But great PSA for herpes. Everyone should go get tested. I'll do it too. I just am lazy. That's the thing. I'm just lazy. So that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for being on this.
Thank you for having me. This would be my dream thing, to just be able to hear everyone, be nosy, learn everything.
Isn't it great?
But you have like an excuse to do it. You aren't just, you're helping.
Yes. And it's like, you don't, I don't know. It's not like if you give really bad advice, like, yes, you guys might call back, but it's not like it's like I fuck up my friend's life. I'm never going to hear the end of it. This is kind of like we get like a taste of all the drama. And also like I get bored of my friend's drama. Like they have the same ones. Like my boyfriend's
this was so interesting. I love it.
I'm glad you liked it. You're welcome.
And I want to hear if someone updates you on the audience sex performance.
I will so let you know.
I just need to know like what that was.
Yeah. I really want to know. And I also just really, for some reason, it's just like I'm taking it to like a Vegas show. Like what's that one that they did, the Cirque du Soleil sexual one?
Yeah, I think that is like Zoomanity or something like that.
So I saw that when I was not in the right mindset. And it was just the weirdest thing in my entire life. And that's what I'm picturing this as. They had like sex in a martini glass. If I'm like reminded, like if I'm thinking correctly. I was not really all there, but like, good God, so odd. So yeah, I mean, I'll definitely let you know. Where can people check you out on the internet?
At Lucas Cruikshank, Instagram, Twitter, youtube.com/Lucas. Follow my Instagram.
Into your videos.
Thank you.
I'm upset. Wait, what was the one? The cameo? Is that what it's called? Where you literally one of my favorite things in the entire world was watching you request people for that. Oh, I loved it. He's got great videos. Watch it. I am like, my list of people that I watch is like shrunk substantially, and your premium content.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
You're welcome. You try really hard, so.
I'm glad it shows.
Same. That's my Instagram. I was like, how easy is it? I'm like, no, I try very hard. I am a super try hard. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode. If you watch us on YouTube, we are available on iTunes, on the Apple Podcast app. And then if you go to don'tblameme.show, which is usually linked in the description for everything, you can find out where else you can listen. And then if you're just listening to the audio and you want to watch a video, we're actually in a new location. I didn't have to clean my house. And then you can watch Melcam and all of that stuff. So if you want to watch that, that's on YouTube too. And yeah. Oh, it should tell you guys the number again if you want to call back for another episode. I'm not scatterbrained at all. The phone number to get some advice from us is 310-694-0976. And international callers, you can just email a audio file to meghanpodcast@gmail.com. And yeah. Anything else we need to say?
All good.
We good with that? Okay, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next week. Goodbye. Bye. Don't Blame Me is a production by me, produced, directed, and edited by Melissa DeMons, camera operator Shireen Younes, post-production sound by Chris Henry, production assistant Julie Carley, and music by Giacomo Picasso and Ryan Hunter. I'll see you guys next week, and don't blame me if your life, completely fucks up before then. Oh.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I'm JJ.
Hey, guys. It's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests to share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to speak of them or talk about them or in any way portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. It would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.